Lalit from Indian Institute of Science, and I'll be presenting my work on leveraging camera triplets for efficient and accurate structure for motion. Structure for motion is the problem of recovering a 3D reconstruction of a scene given a set of input images. The problem has an underlying graph structure. Each camera is represented as a node in the graph, and the overlap in the scene between the two cameras is represented as an edge. Here, we provide a scenario where many cameras capture the same part of the scene, which leads to redundant edges as shown in the green. One way to have efficiency in structure for motion is to reduce reconstruction time, and one of the methods is to remove redundant edges. We call this task as graph sparsification. Now, we provide another example where the scene contains repetitive structures, which leads to false edges in the view graph. These false edges are needed to be removed to obtain a proper reconstruction. We call this task as disambiguation task in structure for motion. Although both the task requires removal of edges, but the underlying assumptions on view graphs are very much opposed. In case of graph sparsification, most of the edges are true, so a removal of small number of edges still maintains the accuracy of the reconstruction. While in case of disambiguation, there are many false edges present, and they needs to be removed to obtain a proper reconstruction. Our method is designed to handle both the tasks. Now we understand how camera triplets are useful for both the tasks. In the first example, we provide a generic case where we see three images of a scene with the first and third image having a low overlap. Because of the low overlap, the number of epipolar inliers on the green edge is low compared to the other two edges. So we can potentially remove the green edge to sparsify the view graph. Now we provide another case where two sides of the building are incorrectly matched, leading to false edges. Here we see that the correct edge has high number of epipolar inliers compared to the false edges, which gives an indication of the presence of false edges. Based on this observation, we propose a method where, given an input view graph, we first score each triplet individually, where the score for each edge is given by the number of epipolar inliers on the edge divided by the maximum number of epipolar inliers across all three edges in the triplet. Then we aggregate scores on the edges which are shared by multiple triplets. Here we use simple averaging to aggregate the scores. At last, we threshold the scores to obtain a view graph with removed edges. Now how to select a threshold? Here, our aim is to maximize the average score of retained edges while penalizing for the average score of removed edges. Here, lambda acts as a regularization parameter which has one-to-one equivalence with the threshold. Now we try to analyze edge scores. Here we provide histogram of edge scores on two different cases. In case of non-ambiguous edges, we see that uniform spread of the scores aids uniform graph sparsification, while in case of ambiguous edges, they are scored low, so a relatively high threshold can remove most of them. Here we provide results on graph sparsification, where we see that in the first dataset, the ghosting artifact is removed after applying our filter. We also see that most of the cameras are reconstructed while reducing the reconstruction time significantly. In another dataset, we see that reconstructions look similar even after applying our method with reduced reconstruction time. Now we provide results on graph sparsification, where we see that superimposed part of the reconstructions are either being removed as seen in the first dataset or is corrected as seen in the second dataset. We also see that most of the cameras are recovered with reduced reconstruction time when compared to a method which is only designed for disambiguation task. This is because our method not only removes false edges but also sparsifies the view graph. To conclude, relative proportion of epipolar inliers in camera triplets are useful for view graph sparsification to obtain efficiency in terms of reduced reconstruction time and to disambiguate repeated structures in the scene to obtain accurate reconstructions. Please visit our project page to know more. Thank you.